Hi, I'm Brandon. I love Fast Fridays. Vroom, vroom.
Hi, I'm Ryan, and I like Fast Fridays. Vroom, vroom.
I'm Dan. Vroom, vroom to you. I also love Fast Fridays, and this is the Deck the Hallmark podcast
for Fast Fridays.
Deck the Hallmark, it's his podcast. Brandon and friends host his podcast. We hope you like this jolly podcast.
Hello, everybody. Happy Friday. Vroom, vroom to you as well, Dan.
Vroom, vroom to
Vroom,
you.
vroom to you.
Yes.
Vroom, vroom to you, Kristen.
Vroom,
I
vroom.
see that comment.
I see you, Kristen. Vroom, vroom to you.
Vroom, vroom to all of you that are watching us on Philo, philo.tv/DTH if you want to vroom, vroom right along with us.
You can go over to deckthehallmark.com/Fast Fridays to pick up your Vroom, vroom to you shirt, which we have available, limited supply, vroom, vroom to you.
I don't know if it's live yet.
Promo code vroom, vroom when you check
I
out.
don't know if it's
Promo
live
code
yet,
vroom,
but
vroom to you.
it will be live eventually. Vroom, vroom to you. We're talking about Fast and the Furious, Tokyo
Tokyo
Drift
Drift
today, which is very exciting. The last of the initial trilogy before it kicks off
initial
into
trilogy.
until it kicks
Get
off
outta
to
here.
its own.
You know, there's the prequel trilogy. There's the the initial trilogy. All the trilogies.
All the trilogies. I'm excited. I'm excited about this one. Let me ask you this one, guys. It's Friday. What are we doing this weekend? Anybody got any big plans this weekend?
We're doing the old company thing.
Doing a company
We're doing an
cookout
old company cookout.
where
Company cookout.
someone else is cooking out
It's
for
just
us, probably.
full-time employees host in Greenville and their families. So if you're out there and you're listening, Alonzo, Jax, Scott, Patrick, Ryan, you're more than welcome to bring yourself into town for that. But it was typically just the people that work here, I think, is what we're doing.
You
First annual.
first annual.
I
I mean, we have done it before, but we're calling it
We've
now.
It was just like
That's kind of bold, right? First annual. Like, I mean, like it's making a big statement that there's going to be more annual events.
Yeah,
right?
of course there is.
Yeah, you're right. We shouldn't put ourselves
probably
into a corner.
shouldn't do
Ryan, what are you doing this weekend, buddy?
Might see that Strays movie about
Yeah.
the dogs with Will Ferrell and Jamie
Yeah.
Foxx. Mixed bag on Rotten Tomatoes, but you know what? Who doesn't like
Yeah,
pups? You know?
Blue Beetle. I hear
Blue
great
Beetle?
things about Blue Beetle.
Yeah, I'm also hearing the good. Should we just do a movie
God,
podcast?
Ryan,
I'm sorry.
should we just do a movie? Please, I've literally been waiting for anyone else to join me here in Should We Just Do a Movie podcast. Been trying to do it for years. So I've got, you're locked in. Good. That's all I needed. Great.
All right. Congratulations,
Vroom, vroom to you.
Vroom, vroom to you.
Vroom to you.
It's
Dan.
not that I don't want to do a movie podcast. It's just like there's so many movies. Like why would we? No one would listen.
You haven't
There's
seen
so-
Oppenheimer.
I have
saw
seen
it
it.
yesterday.
I have seen
2
it.
days ago.
Yes,
Oh,
I saw it a
my God,
couple
what'd you
days
think?
ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw it a couple days ago. The bomb still went off. For those I don't know if anybody.
True story.
I know that's what I heard.
It's a real bomb.
I was having a blast, and then I found out it was a true story. And then I found out it was a true story, and that's a damper. When you find that out and that story, that's tough. That's tough go. Really good movie though, I will say.
I'll say this: if you don't enjoy Deck the Hallmark Presents Fast Fridays, we've already heard from you. Please don't send us anything. If you do or are enjoying Fast Fridays, I feel like this is something we could do. We could pick another big franchise like James Bond, Star Wars, Harry Potter, like something with 8+ films, 10+ films, and just go through them, because I'm finding out a lot about myself here, Ryan, about these movies. Like, yes, my preconceived notion of the ranking of these movies is all wrong, and this rewatch is really helping me. So
Me too. Yeah, I think today's discussion is going to be very
yeah, it is.
illuminating. For
I
many
would say
reasons.
that for sure.
Shout out to the couple people who've left a review in the last week. None
Okay.
of them calling Ryan a bully.
That's good.
Let's go.
All of them really nice. Laura says she never misses an episode and looks forward to it every day.
Wow.
And also says to join the Double Deckers, you won't regret it. Then Drama Mom, the third one, Drama Mom 3.
Drama Mom 3? It's the
Yeah,
best of them.
Brandon and friends are so much fun. Listen to the bits, the banter, and the guests are all amazing.
come
They laugh
on.
so hard they get happy tears.
Yeah.
If you
vroom, vroom to you, Drama Mom 3.
Vroom.
we don't do a lot of pushing for the reviews at this point.
We don't.
Because once you get past 2,000, it's just like
It's all
wow.
gravy.
But leave a review. We really do like them.
We
They do
love
make
'em.
us happy, and
Yep.
maybe we will read them on the pod.
It's true.
I mean, I don't know.
It's true.
Who am I to say? You guys want to talk about Tokyo Drift?
I would love to.
Vroom, vroom to you.
Vroom to you.
Tokyo, the Fast and the Furious, Tokyo Drift originally premiered in the theaters.
Before you get started, I want to be clear. I looked this up to confirm it. This is supposed to take place in between movies 6 and 7.
Yeah.
Just so we're all clear. And remember that when you think about the technology used in this movie.
You just stole my Fast and
I'm
Furious.
sorry.
So now I got to scour my notes.
You're good.
You can
Go
do
ahead,
it.
Brandon.
And I want a little something like that. Oh, June 16th, 2006, and a little something like this. We're at a high school that's clearly not the best high school, but Sean doesn't care about any of that. He's just a fellow who's trying to keep his head down and drive his car. He likes his car. And when quarterback Clay starts giving him a little bit of the ish, they handle it on the racetrack. And by the racetrack, I mean a home development that is gated off, but who cares? The prize, you might be wondering, is it a trophy? Is it a cash prize? No, it is Clay's girlfriend. That's right, Clay's girlfriend is up for grabs for whoever wins this race. It's all fun and games until everyone crashes. For punishment, he is sent to Tokyo, Japan to live with his dad. Upon getting there, he sees his dad saying goodbye to a woman who looks like she has been beaten. We will not address that in this movie.
We don't.
He's in the U.S. Navy and is stationed in Japan. He is sent to a fancy school with uniform and is greeted by another American, Lil Bow Wow, who I guess we'll call Twink or Twinkie. We'll go with Twinkie.
They shorten it to Twink regularly.
They do, but we'll go with Twinkie.
They do. Twinkies.
Wouldn't you know it, Twinkie races.
Twink races.
The one American he meets is also into the very thing that he's into. He shows Sean his cool custom car that has like fists coming at you, and they go to a like one of those places you see like a car show almost. Like, hey, you like cars? I like cars. Let's all meet in the garage and we can look at each other's cars. And immediately starts hitting on a girl named Neela. But Neela has a boyfriend named Takashi. He challenges him to a race because, when you see someone you like, you challenge someone to a race.
Because women are
property. But a problem. It's not a normal race. It's a Tokyo Drift.
We did it.
He doesn't have a car, so a fellow named Han throws him his keys and says, have at it, bud. Sean absolutely destroys his car because he's never Tokyo drifted before. The next day, Han picks them up and tells them, hey, no big deal on the car. You're just going to help me collect money until your debt is paid. So they start hanging out some more, and Han starts teaching Sean how to Tokyo drift, and Sean starts trying to shoot his shot some more with Neela. When Takashi finds out that he is still trying to hit on Neela, he comes and he beats Sean's face in. So Neela leaves Takashi. So I guess Han has been stealing money from Takashi on the side,
doing side deals,
and Takashi thinks that he is entitled to that money, blah blah blah. So Takashi goes to beat his face in. Lots of faces being beat in, but Bow Wow distracts them with the movie Like Mike and his performance in it, and they end up doing a bit of a race. Han ends up crashing, and then that car explodes.
He's dead.
Han is dead, and we will definitely never see Han ever again. Sean isn't having that and goes to Takashi and makes a deal. One race.
To rule them all.
Loser leaves Tokyo. Bow Wow gives Sean some money, and they end up restoring Sean's dad's old Mustang with the engine of Han's car. So he'll still be able to Tokyo drift real good. They go to the mountain to race, and it's a real close one. Everyone is watching each other with flip phones. It's just a technological marvel. It's a big Tokyo drift off until eventually Takashi drives off a cliff and should absolutely be dead. He is not dead. Everybody celebrates that Sean gets to stay and be the new DK. That's Drift King.
Donkey Kong.
Is not the new Donkey Kong. He's not the new Donkey Kong.
He's not the new Donkey Kong, so he is the new Donkey
you
Kong?
can be both, the Drift King and you're a DK squared. They go to a party, and someone shows up wanting to challenge the new DK.
Donkey Kong.
says he knew Han and that Han was family. It's Dom. They chat and they start to race, and then we get a heartwarming message about the dangers of racing, and that, my friends, was the Fast and the Furious, Tokyo Drift.
Vroom, vroom to you.
Vroom, vroom to you. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back. We're going to break this movie down here on Deck the Hallmark presents Fast and Furious Fridays. Hello, everybody. Vroom, vroom to you. Hope you're having a wonderful Friday. We're talking Tokyo Drift, and we are going to drift our way over to the hot take part of the show. It is where we share exactly how we felt about this movie. And I'm turning the wheel, and I'm drifting on over to my good friend Ryan. Ryan, what'd you think about this movie?
We've probably already said vroom more than thank you that one time. This is awesome.
Thanks for bringing that up, Ryan. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. No, thank you. So I've been thinking about how I was going to approach this hot take, much like a wheelman, because 10 minutes in, I said, I think this movie has produced the best and the worst stuff we've seen so far. But the only stuff that I would say is the worst stuff is that Lucas Black saw Paul Walker's performances and said, hold
exactly
my beer, right?
I said that while watching this movie.
Yeah, it's astonishing how bad Lucas Black is in this film. But aside from Lucas Black, I really, really, really liked this movie. Like, by far my favorite of the three. Trying to read Dan's face as I say this. And, like, I didn't care about Lucas. I don't know if I would have cared about Lucas Black's character at all, even if it was a thespian playing him. Could have been Daniel Day-Lewis playing the Lucas Black.
I would give all of my money to see Daniel Day-Lewis play Sean in Tokyo Drift. All of it.
Noted.
Vroom, vroom. What an idea.
Vroom, vroom to you, Daniel Day. DDL. Would have been sick. Han has presence from day one. I thought he was by far the standout of the film, and it's a bummer we'll never see him again.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah, really. What I liked about this movie, I like the Rocky-like training sequences. It's also the only movie of the 11 of the whole saga that I believe actually ends with a street race. It's the only movie, at least as best I can recall, that is about street racing that actually builds to a street race being the final scene of the film. So that's interesting. There was far more Vin Diesel exposition, far more foreshadowing is what I'm trying to say.
Yes,
I think that's the word. Yeah, that's like, I went to school for words. I was like, oh wow, maybe they really had foresight to this, but at the same time, probably not. Hard to figure out where this lands because of Lucas Black of it all, but it's my favorite of the three. He was really bad, and that's a bummer, but I really liked everything.
There you have it.
I agree with you, Ryan. This movie is the best of the first three, and I don't even think it's particularly close for two reasons. One, Han is amazing. And I would say Han is the best character that this franchise has produced thus far, 3 movies in. Just the best. I
did see Roman, Ludacris, and Tyrese last
I
movie,
did.
right?
I did. Sure. But as far as not looking for the future, just talking about this movie and the other ones that we have seen in 1 and 2, Han's the best character. I don't even think it's really all that close. You're saying Ludacris's character in 2?
I didn't say any opinion.
Okay. I thought Han was fantastic. And I also just felt like it was also the best storyline. Like I just liked it. The racing in this is significantly better than in 2. And so it all just worked better. And so while, yeah, you're right, like Lucas Black, tough sledding, the fact that there is someone doing something that is impressive in this movie is new for this franchise, and I'm on board with that. It's a shame we will never see him again because it was such a good character. Yeah. I wish they could figure out a way to bring him back, but that can't happen. So just kind of knowing what I know about this movie and the 2 that we have seen, by far, in my mind, by far the best, and I really enjoyed it. Dan.
Yeah, so I saw this movie on a DVD player, and I remember thinking that it was trash, and then in the last 10 years, I've heard so many people talk about how this movie is the sleeper best Fast and the Furious movie. And I've always been like, this is crazy, this dumb film revisionist history where you just have like, all of a sudden you think this movie's good because you want to give it more props than it deserves, or you just want to have a take different than everyone else. And so I firmly believed I was about to watch a movie that should have gone direct to DVD had it not been for Vin Diesel. This movie's really good. It is easily the best of the three. Easily the best of the three. Also, I agree with Bran on Han. At this point, Han is the best character this series has. Now, unfortunately, I know we're doing a bit where we're not going to see him again. Unfortunately, Han becomes useless in these movies and not fun at all. And it's like he doesn't even want to be there. And it's unfortunate. And all the other characters become better than him. But at this point, Bran's right. Han's the best character we've got. He's so good in this movie. And the fact that he looks like he does die to some extent, he dies. It's even better because there are like stakes and it means something. The racing in this movie is the best racing, the best car stuff of any of the three movies.
Easy.
After the green screen, whatever
the
that
green
was,
screens were on sale last movie.
Explosion in Too Fast, Too Furious.
Giving them away.
This movie is really solid on the racing. The only two negatives about this movie are, as already said by these two guys, Lucas Black, whom I actually really enjoyed in the Friday Night Lights movie.
Not an awful actor elsewhere.
Listen, yeah. Friday Night Lights, the Peter Berg directed movie with Billy Bob Thornton. Lucas Black is great in that movie. Like gritty, real,
clear
good
eyes.
stuff.
He had full heart.
Can't lose.
He couldn't lose.
In this movie, he is just reading lines. It is real tough to watch. And then second of all, this movie contains it's the only Fast and Furious movie to contain zero heists. None. There's not a single, we've got to steal this thing from this person in an elaborate heist on the road. And that is the thing that really makes Fast and the Furious movies, in my opinion. You can tell me it's about cars and about racing. It isn't. It's about this group of people that has to complete this like insurmountable task. And this movie is the only one out of 10, 11, whatever, including Hobbs and Shaw, that doesn't have that. And so that has to be a knock against it, in my opinion. It does. Qualitatively, best of the three. If I'm ranking them, it goes 3, 2, 1 in my order. I think that's everyone's order of the three of us.
3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1.
But I'm just telling you, the no heist thing in the final ranking is going to hurt it. When we watch these other 7 movies, the no heist thing is going to really hurt it, in my opinion. It's going to hurt my subjective ranking of these movies.
I will say it is good to see Ryan have the correct order of a trilogy finally.
For the first time in his life.
Why do we got to do that?
What's your...
I got to
say...
D3...
What,
guys, D3 had a clamoring of support at Bramblefest, and we don't talk about it enough.
I think there was like 4 people yelling really loud. I don't think it had a clamoring of support.
Clamoring of
what
support.
What about like the original Star Wars trilogy? What are your
5, 6, 4?
Ooh, 5, 6, 4.
Yeah, I like Jedi.
I loved it when I was a kid. Now I just can't. It's not.
But you've gotten to know me
That's
over
true.
this past year.
Yeah.
Like
Power Rangers VHS. I understand completely. Yeah. Okay, I'll give you that one.
Yeah. Let's get to all the feels where we talk about the things in this movie that made us go vroom vroom. Our hearts go vroom vroom with feels. Ryan, what you vroom vrooming?
I had not forgotten that Brad Taylor from Home Improvement was
Zachary
in this.
Ty Bryan.
I hadn't forgotten. What I had forgotten as I wear my Home Improvement t-shirt. What I had forgotten
I don't think so,
was
Ryan.
that he's the big bad of the first 15 minutes of the film. In my head, like Lucas Black just punched him in the parking lot, and that was it. I was totally wrong. Totally Mandela affected that. So Home Improvement's a really good show. But then also,
you're right.
Is it?
Yeah.
Home Alone is a great show. No, fantastic Christmas episodes.
Home Improvement. You said
yes,
Home Alone.
Home Improvement. Yes, sorry. Home Alone is also
Home Alone
great.
would also make for a great television
Can
series.
definitely keep that momentum going through a TV series.
The fact that the last 7 films have been trashed doesn't matter to the relation of the quality of the TV
I like
series.
the most recent one. Sue me.
Oh boy. Ba with the Ba
Yeah,
plays
it does.
unironically during this Brad Taylor
My name
racing
is
scene.
Kid.
And the fact that we're talking about a Tim Allen TV show and a Kid Rock song in 2023, and I'm going to say that as problematic as all that is, I thought it was absolutely electric. So that was my own
Brad
feeling.
Taylor's also problematic now, which
Oh,
is
yeah.
unfortunate. Yeah.
Is he really?
Yeah, he was just on TMZ again. Apparently, he like hits people, which is unfortunate. I hate that.
Oh.
Hate that. Hate that.
Did I change my shirt? Is this like really a bad idea?
No.
Okay. Do better, Brad.
Come on, Brad.
Yeah.
Listen, I have never been a car person. I've never really gotten the appeal of racing. But this movie did successfully make me want to learn how to drift.
You go out in the Leaf and drift.
I want to learn how to do the thing on the spinny garage. This movie is the first of these movies that made me want to get in the car and learn a new trick. And so that I think is a success. That I want to learn how to drift, preferably the Tokyo version, and I want to learn it right now. So that is my feels. Dan?
This movie starts a trend for all of the remaining Fast and Furious movies, with maybe the exception of one of them, where at the end of the film, there is a big reveal of a character that is either from previously in the universe or a big name that's going to appear in the future, or both of those things. This one is Vin Diesel as Dominic Toretto at the very end of this movie. And I got to be honest, and I'm embarrassed to say this. I am full-fledged embarrassed. Very little in my life have I been more embarrassed about.
Wow.
When they said, there's a guy here who wants to race you. He says he knew Han. He says he was family. I got chills. I got actual, real chills. Like, yeah. Like, it is about family. Unlike Dominic Toretto in the first movie that lives his life a quarter mile at the time, this happens after Fast and the Furious 6. So Vin Diesel's got a few more years on him. And that scene and that reveal really worked for me. And for all the crap I gave Vin Diesel in that first movie, and there will be much more of that to come as far as his acting goes. Don't you worry. Next week will be a new week. Right now, though, it hit. It worked for me, and I can't believe it.
And listen, all systems were go. We were eating wings.
Yeah,
It was a religious experience.
Yeah.
So
we do every week, Ryan. We order a bunch of wings from this local wings place that just has the best wings in town, and we just all sit around here in the studio and the TV that's the monitor. We put the Fast and the Furious movie up.
Oh.
We eat wings, and that's our full-time job, Ryan.
Oh man, FOMO is large right now over
Yeah.
here. Yeah, I'll come down.
Come
there.
on down.
Come on, man.
we're gonna take.
I'll show Brand how to drift.
Please. We're going to take a quick break, and we're going to come back, and we're going to get to the Wait What and Fast or Furious, and, of course, the Driver of the Week. So much on the other side of the break here on Deck the Hallmark. Fast Fridays. Welcome back to Deck the Hallmark. Hopefully you're watching us today on the Philo. I don't know why you wouldn't be. Call your family and tell them you love them. It's time for the Wait What. It's where we share exactly what in this movie. Just go, wait, what? We need to get that sound when the Wait What banner comes out. That needs to be the sound.
Just for Fast Fridays.
Just for
You guys are turning into Yoda. over
Ryan? Ryan?
there. Yeah.
To you.
Oh no, what's happening? Oh no. All right. Let's get serious here. It's not the ride, it's the rider. That's not the expression,
No.
Lucas Black. That would be like saying it's not the train, it's the passenger.
yes.
Like it
No.
doesn't it's not it doesn't
the
make
driver.
any sense. And it really bothers me. Yeah.
Come on, God.
It's the rider.
Yeah, it's like it doesn't really
It's the
bother
writer's
me,
strong.
and I don't blame the screenwriter. I blame Lucas Black
Fair.
for that one. So before she offers herself as prize, Brad Taylor's girlfriend, she says, "Why don't you nice boys let your cars do the talking?" At which point, I was concerned that this wouldn't be the best film of the three, but it rallied.
And she's talking about
maybe-
cars, Pixar's Cars.
Yeah.
Where the cars do the talking.
They sure do.
Ka-chow.
Ka-chow.
She's her letterbox 5 stars for anything with
That's right.
animation,
Yeah,
right? Lucas Black says he's not going to be in Japan long enough to remember a guy named Twinkie. like if that would be like if I met a guy named Devil Dog, I would remember that name for the rest
That's
of
right.
my life.
Yeah. Oh, I was in like a foreign country, but I only remember a guy named Swiss Cake Roll. That's all I remember is the guy named Swiss Cake Roll. I don't remember anything else about it. You would remember that one thing.
You know, Twinkie, I don't think I'm going to be here long enough to remember your name. Sure.
Yeah. And he calls him
If
Twinkle.
only your name was a little bit more impressive.
That's right.
A little more out
Now-
there.
Yeah, just a little bit. Now, Dan, I agree with you that the other fatal flaw of this film, because all of the pop culture stuff could work in between 6 and 7 or wherever this is supposed to fall. The fact that the flip phones are there is a problem.
It's
However, Dan, the only counterpoint I have to you is how exactly in the final 15 minutes of this film are all of these flip phones watching
That's
the
right.
race that they have no eye view of? Can anyone
so
explain
they
this
show
to
a
me?
quick scene of them setting up 2 cameras at 2 turns. And I think we're supposed to understand that in 2000 and whatever this is, 5 or 6, they're live streaming this to people's flip phones in the middle of nowhere in Japan. So, that flip phone you had if you're, over, 32, 3 years old, the flip phone that you had when you were younger, imagine watching video on that phone. That like a Motorola StarTAC, and somehow on that little black and white screen, you're watching video. All of these teenagers are watching video on their flip phones in this movie.
Outdoors.
Yes, in the middle of nowhere.
Outdoors.
And they got a Wi-Fi
at
signal, and it's no problem.
Yeah.
No problem at all.
Well, Dan, thanks for clearing it up. And then lastly, Bran, you kind of already touched on it, but yeah, like this guy, DK,
Donkey
or the
Kong.
former DK, he's dead, or seemingly, and Bow Wow and all his pals are just like, yeah,
That's
this was great.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Lucas. Clear eyes, full heart. So that's it for me.
Cheering a dead person is tough.
That's tough.
That's tough.
Yeah. Luckily.
Yeah.
At one point, Lucas Black, who has a southern accent so thick that I just still don't believe it's real.
It is. He's from Decatur, Alabama.
I know.
You can't make up Decatur, Alabama.
He
That's
says 7 o'clock.
real. 7 o'clock.
7 o'clock.
He says 7 o'clock. Is
So
what he
it was
says.
7 o'clock. Thought it was 7 o'clock. And I've been saying it nonstop ever since.
Whose
Thought it was
clock is this? That's 7.
7.
Clock.
7. That's I call it 7.
I
It's
call
my
it
clock.
7. It's my clock. 7 o'clock.
So-
you could not get over that all movie long.
7 o'clock.
I missed that one. I won't. lie to you.
So 7 o'clock over there goes to pick up some money for Han, and it is sent into this place where he goes to approach this rather large fellow who is in a like a
sauna.
Yeah, whatever. And Lucas Black is having this conversation with him. He's wearing a towel. Now he is wanting the money or whatever, and this large guy goes to throw him out of the establishment.
That's right.
What is super duper nice
It is really kind of him.
he gives Lucas Black enough time to get fully dressed before throwing him back out. So he's like, I want you to know you're not walking out of here. I am going to throw you out, but I will give you the time that you need to get fully clothed once again, because I wouldn't want to humiliate you past a certain point. And that's really solid of that guy. It is a bold move to commit to moving furniture out into a parking lot anytime you want to hang out. It just seems like a lot of work. It's like, hey, guy, because you can't leave it out there. What if it rains? That stuff, you can't live with that stuff. They're moving stuff out anytime they want to hang out. That's a lot of work. Another bold move is the fact that this movie does an interesting thing where they make the drifting community heavily reliant on high schoolers. The drifting community in Japan is popular for 16, 17, 18-year-olds, and they are basically keeping this community afloat. People that have learned how to drive within the past year or two are single-handedly keeping the community afloat.
Yep.
Good on them.
Yeah.
We gotta invest in the next generation. That's all. Dan?
It's also super convenient that all of these teenagers go to the same school.
Yeah.
This drifting community are all kids that attend the same Japanese high school and then go
nicely.
In any high school, finding a gearhead or someone this invested in cars, maybe one out of a couple hundred kids. And this high school sends dozens upon dozens of the people that are in high school, same kids, to this underground drift street racing garage.
Yeah.
And that is
vroom to them.
Yeah, vroom to them indeed. Maybe that's the parking garage of the school.
Legal driving age is 18 in Japan for cars.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
So
wow,
it keeps
really?
getting better.
Yeah. Are we supposed to believe that Lucas Black's character Sean knows Japanese?
I don't know.
Because all movie long he doesn't. He goes in the teacher's explaining to him about take your shoes off, and she keeps repeating it, and he's like, I don't know nothing, 7 o'clock. And then he goes to the sauna, and he doesn't know what that guy's saying at all. And then late in the movie, when he really has to talk to this dude, and it's important, he just breaks out fluent Japanese.
He's got it.
So
he's been working on it
Japanese.
for this moment.
And I got to be honest, before that line, there was no world I can do this because I'm from the South. There's no way that guy knows how to use chopsticks. There's no way. I don't care. Listen, I didn't learn until I was 17 years old, and I had to teach myself how to use chopsticks. You don't just grow up in Alabama or South Carolina with just rampant opportunities to use chopsticks in the 1980s and 90s. Not happening. No way, no how. Now, if he speaks fluent Japanese and he's just been hiding it the whole time and sandbagging us, different story altogether. Han says, one car as a price for showing what a man's made of, that's a price I can live with. What are you talking about, man? How do you know what he takes your prized car and he ruins it? That does not show what he's made of. Just because he finished the race doesn't mean he's going to be like a guy that doesn't lie to you. I don't you waste.
Well, could you
go ahead?
Could you argue that he still found out what he was made of?
That's right.
And it just wasn't a lot.
That's my next thing is yes, one car was the price in this case. You could have done it myriad other ways. So many other ways. And if that's your price for knowing what one person's made of, just don't count on having any cars ever.
Right. How many times can you play that game?
Yeah.
How many times can you see how much somebody is worth?
That's brutal. Sean's dad is like, if I catch you racing, young man, I'm shipping, and there's nowhere else for you to go. If you leave here, you're going straight to jail. Cut to 2 scenes later. Hey, why don't we fix up my old car so you can race again? I don't what happened there? Was there a come to Jesus talk that I missed where he's like, you need to go race? Or did he just have a complete 180 change of heart after he pulled a gun on Takashi?
I think the latter, Dan.
He's just like, you know what? If this is going to be where people are trying to shoot you, then absolutely get out there and go race. 100%.
Ryan, do we ever get an explanation for the dad telling the woman to leave at the beginning of this?
No, as best I gathered.
That was a tough scene.
Yeah.
It's a tough scene in any era. It was a tough one.
Yeah.
That is all I've got.
What if we made his dad a woman beater? For how much of the movie?
Just the first couple of minutes.
Really, just the first couple, and then after that, it will be inconsequential.
Non-starter after that.
It doesn't matter. He can help fix up the car. He's a good dude. It's time for Fast or Furious. It's where we get fast or furious about this. Ryan, what are you fasting or what are you furiousing?
I salvaged a new one. I'm furious at myself. I'll be curious if either of you knew this, because I didn't. I looked it up in my research. Did either of you know that Han was first in Better Luck Tomorrow? That Justin Lin brought him out? Like, Han, the character, is in Justin Lin's film Better Luck Tomorrow.
I did not know that. When was that movie made?
So before this.
Wow.
I mean, so literally they spun Han off.
Wow.
So I'm now.
Had no idea.
I am now going to watch Better Luck Tomorrow because undisputably it is part of the.
I think we're gonna have to cover it.
Is it a racing movie? I'm not familiar with this movie.
I'll be honest. I know very little about it. I think it's like an action heist type. I mean, it's just Lin. So I mean, like, but I had no idea about that. I think it's really, really cool. Furious that I did not know.
2002 film.
I am furious is what I'll go with. Did anybody have any, concern for the white guy winning the race and sending the guy from Japan out of his homeland? Did anybody go, hey, maybe the optics aren't great?
Maybe the stakes are definitely higher.
Way too high.
Yes.
This isn't fair. He's been here a couple weeks.
That's right.
This guy's been here his whole life. This is his home. You're telling it. This isn't. This is like in WWE if you wrestle, you're done.
That's right. Loser leaves town.
Loser leaves town.
town.
I'd argue it worked out horribly for both of them. One of them almost definitely doesn't know how to speak Japanese shy for 5 minutes at the end, and the other one is now banished from his home. Yeah, it really wasn't a great scenario.
It's a tough scenario. Yeah. That's tough. I'm furious.
I'm furious at what Han's character becomes in these movies. He would have, and I loved Han in this movie. They'd have been better off keeping him dead. I say that with a ton of respect.
Be careful.
Because what he is later on in this franchise is so useless and not fun or important. And it hurts. It hurts. So there you go. And maybe I'll think differently after rewatching all of them. But that's my take right now.
Maybe you will.
Yeah.
Maybe you will.
We're not here to change your mind.
No, we're not.
We're not here.
We did another Fast and the Furious movie is in the books. It is time for a driver of the week. Is where Dan lets us know of a driver of the week.
This week's driver, Keely Sconce.
Keely Sconce.
Keely what now?
Sconce.
What's the email say?
It's SCKONDTZ. Sconce.
Sconced.
Yeah.
Oh, is the Z silent? Oh no, the Z is audible.
Keely Sconce.
The Z is Z.
Keely.
Okay. Yeah.
Sconce.
And the Z functions as an S.
Yeah.
Okay.
Keely
Sconce. Okay. Yes.
Yeah. She says, thanks, y'all. Call me Syndrome. Catch you on the flip. That's it. That's the whole email.
Call me Syndrome.
Call her Syndrome?
Call me Keely Sconce. Thanks, y'all. Call me Syndrome.
Yep.
Catch me on the flip.
Yep.
Oh, wait, is Keely
Keely,
on the line?
are you there?
Yeah, what's up? Call me Syndrome.
Okay.
Why?
Syndrome. Why am I calling you Syndrome?
I'll tell you a quick story. You got the time?
I don't.
Okay.
You real quick.
Okay. I'll tell you I'll cut out the meat.
Cut out the meat.
The meat of the story.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm called Syndrome for a myriad of reasons.
For myriad reasons. Okay. What's your last name? What's the origin there?
Sconced.
Do you know how to say your last
Sconced.
name? Sconce.
Right.
Oh, wait. You got to really hit the Z.
Listen,
Sconce
Ryan.
up.
Ready? Sconced.
You're throwing an extra D in there somewhere. Sconce.
I also think there was an extra syllable.
Yeah.
It's my name.
I know, Syndrome. I'm really sorry about that.
Call me Syndrome.
Sorry about
This
that.
is why I have people call me Syndrome.
That's
It's
why.
a syndrome I have.
And what about catch you on the flip? What does that mean?
It means, what do you mean? What does it mean? Catch me on the
You've
flip.
never met me. Why would you tell me to catch you on the flip side?
I was under the impression you did flip. You're in gymnastics.
Me?
Yeah.
All right. Great.
Gymnastics, Dan. I'll catch you on the flip.
Catch you on the flip.
Syndrome.
Hey, Syndrome.
What up?
Quick question. worse actor, Paul Walker or Lucas
I
Black?
don't want to get into the weeds here. I don't do that. That's your job. I don't do that. I'll catch you on the flip.
If it was Lucas Black, she'd have just said Lucas
Yeah,
Black.
no, it's not. Lucas Black is great.
Yeah.
I'm not going to disparage the
All right,
dead.
full heart.
You did. You just
What?
said Lucas Black is dead.
I think you just did. But
Keely, thank you. Syndrome, thank you. Really appreciate
Syndrome.
that.
Catch
Thank
you
you,
guys on the flip.
Gone.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
glad we do that.
You can
segment.
email hello@deckthehomer.com for driver of the week.
Yeah.
We'll be back next time with Fast and Furious.
Fast and Furious, correct.
Well done.
Yes.
Well done.
Fast and Furious. Until then, maybe we're the first to wish you a vroom
Hey,
vroom.
To ya.
Deck the Hallmark's a Bramble Jam podcast is produced by Aaron Shea. For more information on Deck the Hallmark, you can go to deckthehallmark.com. For more information on the Deck the Hallmark family, you can go to bramblejamplus.com. Deck the Hallmark is presented by Philo TV. For a free trial of Philo, go to philo.tv/DTH.